They say the golden age of RTS is over, but looking at what's coming in 2026, I'd say the genre is just waking up. We are finally getting the Dawn of War redemption, a massive Game of Thrones strategy, and yes, even Vikings riding dinosaurs. Here are the top 10. Our first game sets the tone with a fresh and unusual take on the RTS formula. In Calyx, you command a remote mining outpost, while an alien ecosystem slowly and ruthlessly consumes the map. If you're not efficient, it will swallow your base, and you with it. Calyx genuinely surprised me and gave me hope for the future of RTS. Its graphics don't stand out, but the concept is so strong you'll quickly forget the visual rough edges. The developers combine the classic Zerg creep idea from StarCraft with their own vision of a mining colony, creating something new, tense, and genuinely engaging. This is a game with real potential, and definitely one worth following. The second game on this list, Warhammer 40,000, Dawn of War 4, comes with a controversial legacy. On one hand, the first two entries are still praised as RTS classics, loved for their massive battles and the dark atmosphere. On the other hand, the third game disappointed fans by trying to mix RTS with MOBA elements, losing the identity of the series. It was a misstep similar to the last Command & Conquer attempt, which also failed to capture what players truly wanted. Now, Dawn of War 4 promises to bring the franchise back to its roots. With full base building, huge armies, and iconic factions, it's a chance to redeem the series and deliver the real RTS experience fans have been waiting for. Created by former elite StarCraft players and modders, Immortal, Gates of Pyre is an ambitious attempt to rethink the RTS formula. The game introduces smart quality-of-life improvements, like automated base building and the removal of tedious mechanics, to make the genre more accessible for newcomers without sacrificing strategic depth. Visually, it impresses with a realistic art style powered by Unreal Engine 5, placing it among the most striking RTS titles. The game's unique Pyre resource system encourages aggressive play and constant clashes across the map, rather than turtling inside your base. Immortal, Gates of Pyre is an RTS that doesn't just follow tradition, it pushes the genre forward. Empire Eternal is a new RTS that wants to bring back the scale and ambition of classics like Empire Earth and Age of Empires. Here you guide your civilization through 20 different eras, from the Stone Age all the way into the future, expanding cities, unlocking technologies, and commanding armies that evolve with time. Battles take place on land, sea, and air, combining traditional base building and resource management with large-scale combat. Each era changes the way you play, keeping the action fresh as your empire grows. The game also features a full single-player campaign, competitive multiplayer, and built-in modding tools, giving players freedom to shape their own experience. Visually, Empire Eternal mixes the spirit of 90s RTS with modern design, aiming to deliver both nostalgia and innovation. For fans of historical strategy, this is one of the most ambitious projects in years, and definitely a title worth following. War for Westeros takes on a challenge that big studios have ignored for too long, giving us a proper, grand-scale RTS in George R.R. Martin's universe. The focus here is on heavy asymmetry. Commanding the disciplined armies of House Lannister feels completely different from leading the savage charge of the Dothraki or the resilient Northmen of House Stark. And yes, there are dragons. They act as devastating super units that can turn the tide of battle in seconds. It combines classic real-time strategy mechanics with the brutal atmosphere of the show. If you want to conquer the Seven Kingdoms with fire and blood, keep this on your radar. Dustfront is an indie real-time strategy game with grand strategy elements, developed and published by the solo Russian developer RTS Demon. The game blends base building, territorial conquest, and a global map campaign. In Steam discussions, the developer has stated that multiplayer is not a priority, which further suggests a primarily single-player focus. Fractured Alliance is a classic-style sci-fi RTS developed by the Danish indie studio Tense Games. It features traditional base building, resource gathering, and 3 asymmetric factions, plus a tactical pause system that lets players stop time, queue commands, and resume, making the game more accessible to strategic, lower APM playstyles. Dinolords takes us back to the year 1002, when the Vikings launch a shocking invasion of England. Their secret weapon? Dinosaurs, discovered in Greenland and bred for war. As Edmund Ironside, you must gather resources, build fortifications, and command your troops against raiders mounted on terrifying beasts. The game blends RTS mechanics, city building, resource management, unit training, with action RPG combat, where you personally fight as your lord, wielding sword and bow, even riding a velociraptor into battle. You can zoom out to manage your settlement or dive into the chaos of combat, leading soldiers in real time. Dinolords promises a mix of nostalgia and novelty, the feel of Age of Empires, but with dinosaurs crashing through medieval castles. For fans of strategy who want something truly different, this is one of the most unique RTS projects on the horizon. Liquidation is a dark fantasy RTS, where 3 factions clash over a dying world. You build bases, gather resources, and command armies in fast, tactical battles. Each faction, Crusade, Legion, and Scourge, offers unique units and playstyles, ranging from disciplined heavy infantry to demonic constructs. Heroes with powerful abilities can turn the tide, while neutral creeps guarding resources add an extra layer of strategy. Inspired by classics like Warcraft 3, Dawn of War, and StarCraft, Liquidation blends familiar RTS mechanics with fresh faction design. With single-player missions, skirmish modes, and competitive multiplayer, it's shaping up as one of the most exciting indie strategy projects to watch. Global Conflagration is a modern war RTS set in a near-future Europe, where private armies and nations collide across dense urban battlefields. The game features 3 distinct factions and classic base building with tanks, drones, artillery, and aircraft, combined with modern systems like checkpoints and bounties, refund and scrap, and a dynamic frontline that prevents snowballing and keeps the fight constantly shifting. Global Conflagration is shaping up to be one of the most promising modern war RTS games on the horizon. Thanks for watching. See you on the next battlefield. Take care.